Hello. So if you've seen my previous video, I was talking about what to do and how to negotiate for a new freelance rate or for higher pay at your remote job. So today, there is one thing I want you to do before you throw out a number if you're getting a new client for a freelance gig, or if you are being told that you are promoted to a new role within the remote company you're working for. Okay? So we're gonna be talking about that today, but let me introduce myself for those who are new here. My name is Blessing. This channel, we talk about all things freelancing, work from home balance, and remote work for women. And as you already know by now, or you're new, so you will soon know by now that men are welcome here. And for everyone who is a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you're one of the reasons I keep showing up. Okay, enough with the mushiness. Let's get into today's video. So what is the thing that I want you to do before you throw out a number when a new client reaches out for your freelance skills, or you are thinking of going for a higher role in your company, and then maybe there is room for you to negotiate your pay? So the first thing is assess the client in the case of a freelance gig, or make sure you understand the scope of the new role in the case of a remote environment. And I'll go for each scenario. So maybe a new client reaches out to you and say, oh, Taye, we want you to help us with a website project. And so maybe in this case you are a content writer, and then you're like, okay, what is the project? And they're like, oh, we need help for our blog. We need to ensure that our blog is updated. We need content pieces and all of that. And then you decided that, okay, so for the last client, I charged them $50 backlog. You know what, let me just increase by 20% and then charge this one $60. Don't do that first without understanding what the needs is, because the needs of the new client is, because it's probably that the last client, you charged them $50 and it wasn't so much work. Maybe all you needed to do was to create the content, and they already gave you content brief, they gave you the SEO words, and they were probably the one that were publishing it on their content management system. And because you did not ask this new client, okay, or to understand what their needs are, you probably now said, my fee is $60. Oh yeah, start the work. That's the one that will go and do keyword research. You're the one that would write the content brief. You're the one that will not create the content. You're the one that will optimize the article. You're still the one that will log into their back end, their content management system, to post the article. How could you feel when you now discover that you undercharged? It's going to pain you. So before you throw any number out there, make sure you understand what the needs are, so that you don't undercharge, or in any case overcharge and scale up the clients. In a remote work environment, maybe you had a discussion about increasing your pay, and your employer is like, oh, you know what, you have been doing so great work, let us give you a promotion. And of course the promotion comes with higher pay. Before you get all giddy and everything and just accept everything like that, make sure you ask questions and really understand what this new role entails. You don't surprise yourself. Make sure, and it's something that you know that, okay, you can deliver, and it's something that you also know that is not widely out of scope for that amount. Now, can you see where I'm going with this? So this is one step you do not want to miss. Make sure you don't, if you forget everything I say in this video, make sure you don't miss this step. So now you are done with that. What's the next thing you now want to do? You now want to calculate the actual investment that you're going to make. In the case of a freelance project, you want to calculate, okay, write down how many hours, what type of level of research you need to do. You now want to know that, and then what impact will this project have on the client's business. If it's something that is high impact and it's supposed to bring in a lot of sales or a lot of numbers, and you know that you can actually deliver work that is going to do that, then your higher pay is justified. If it's something that is just in the middle, maintenance pay, you can decide to keep your rate the same or increase it slightly, but not something so drastic that people are like, Kilo Shele, what's happening? So that's something else you want to do. And the same for the new role that you're probably being told that you're going to be promoted to at your remote job. Then the next thing you now want to do is position your new rate to context. So maybe you have not decided that I have assessed the project, I have assessed the new role, and I have calculated the actual investments and I'm going to put into this new project and the value is going to bring to the clients. I have decided that it's underpayment and I want to present a higher rate. Present it with context. For more details on this, you should watch my previous video, but I'm just going to talk slightly about it here in such a way that don't just wake up and say, okay, so now that I understand everything, your money is $1,000. No, you need to ensure that you explain the logic behind it. So you're like, okay, so normally I would, maybe if it's a freelance gig, normally maybe this usually costs $250, but for this project I'm going to charge $500 because of you don't have a content brief. I'm going to be doing the content brief. I'm going to be doing the keyword research if something that is within your skills. I'm going to do this, I'm doing that. In that way, it makes more context to the client. Not like they don't know it, but it just shows that you you are also keeping track of all the things you're going to be doing, and then you present that rate. In the case of a remote role, if you're like, yes, I understand that this comes with higher pay, but still, after doing like my research and based on my skills and based on the things I'll be doing, I feel this is a better rate. You present that. Now, one of two things will happen. Either the scope of work will reduce, and then so that it fits into their budget, or is a win, you get the higher pay, or you just meet in the middle whereby something just has to give. Now you can now decide that maybe you even finally got the higher pay and you did your comparison and you saw that I'm still underpaid. Then this is where you can now decide that maybe this particular role is not for me in a remote work environment, or maybe this gig I'll have to pass on it, or let's find something else to do. So I hope this video was helpful, and I just want you to ensure that before you give anybody your freelance rate, before you accept that new role at that new pay, you pause. It's exciting to just want to jump at something with higher pay, but you pause so that you don't shoot yourself in the foot, and at the end of the day you undervalue yourself, or you throw a random number that scares off your clients or makes your employer think, you know what, don't even worry about this promotion again. Alright, so I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to comment and subscribe. Bye.